something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there, telling me I got to beware. I think it's time children watch that sound going down. There's battle lines being drawn. Nobody's right if everybody's wrong. Young people speaking their minds are getting so much resistance from behind. Time we stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. What a field day for the heat. 1,000 people in the street, singing songs and carrying signs, mostly say hooray for our side. It's time we stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down.
Right, I don't know if you're playing anything, but I don't hear any music at all.
It starts when you're always afraid. Step out of line, the man come and take you away. We better stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going. We better stop now. What's that sound? Everybody look what's going. We better stop. Children, what's that sound? I thought love was only true in fairy tales, and for someone else, but not for me. Our love was out to get me. That's the way it seemed. Disappointment haunted all my dreams. Then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer. Not a trace of doubt in my mind. I'm in love. I'm a believer. I couldn't leave her if I tried. I thought love was more or less a given thing. Seems the more I gave, the less I got. What's the use in trying? All you get is pain. When I needed sunshine, I got rain. Oh, then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer. Not a trace of doubt in my mind. I'm in love. I'm a believer. I couldn't leave her if I tried. That's the way it seemed. Disappointment haunted all my dreams. Oh, then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer. Not a trace of doubt in my mind. I'm in love. I'm a believer. I couldn't leave her if I tried. Yes, I saw her.
Ryan, I don't know what's going on. Is the song still going? I can't hear a song. What's going on here? Hey, what's going on, guys? John here from NYKBF. Who run through a little recap, answer any questions anybody's got, and we'll get on to like I said, a recap of this past week's tournament on 1812 and Wilson. A pretty good showing out there for the Western Series. Then we'll get into some announcements about Owasco and look forward to the rest of the season here. What's up, Colin? How's it going, man? Hey, yep. Okay, Ryan, everything's working. Awesome. So right off the bat, want to start off with a big recap and congratulations to our top five from 1812 and Wilson. We had like I said, pretty good turnout. 27 guys for the Western Series. That's not that bad. Western Series a little bit smaller on smaller bodies of water, and we have a little tighter area to work with. So any more than that, it would have been really bumper boats out there. But 1812 and Wilson did come through with a lot of fair amount of numbers. I mean, we had like 115 fish submitted by 27 guys. There you go, Slay Nation. What's up, guys? Anybody who doesn't know, this tournament coming up on Owasco this week is a joint tournament with Slay Nation. So there will be two tournaments going on. You can go ahead and enter both, and double your winnings if you come out on top. But yeah, just say what's up to Slay Nation. Justin, the new tournament director over there. We got two Justins running everything here. Taking over from the guy who had it last year. But he's running everything good now. Everything's cool again over there. So yeah, we're glad to be working with Slay Nation on this next tournament coming up in Owasco. But before I jump into Owasco, I want to go ahead and recap 1812 and Wilson. Again, 27 guys, 115 fish submitted. Not a bad day out there. Big bass. Josh Brewer took that with a 19-inch fish. I mean, there were multiple 18s, a lot of 17s. Cheers. A lot of good smallies, a lot of good largemouth submitted. So had a good tournament all around. But I'll jump into it here. In fifth place with 78 inches was Bailey Egbert. Taking home fourth place with 78 and a quarter inches, just barely besting Bailey, was Jacob Turner. And then in third place, fishing all by himself, really not sure how he had that entire stretch of the creek above the dam on 18 Mile to himself. It paid off for him, though, with 80 and a quarter inches, Ben Phillips. And then we had in second place with 81.75 inches, Jake Burnett. I think this is Jake's second or third tournament with us, so pretty good showing in your second and third tournament there, Jake. Nice job. Got it all done on River Smallies up 18 Mile, if I'm not mistaken. And then first place with 82 and a half inches, again, all done with River Smallmouth, Jose Puttanet. So yeah, Jose, if you don't know, got up that creek and was fishing basically in a foot and a half of water or less all day long. Anybody who is planning on fishing the Hobie BOS on Susquehanna, if you can't get down to Susquehanna, 18 right now before they all run back out to the lake is a pretty decent place to get an idea of what you're in for down there on Susky. Jose's fished Susky a bunch, and I imagine it was pretty similar to what he coming across down there. But yeah, foot and a half of water or less, smallmouth, eating topwater baits, subsurface baits, just a good time all around. There were a bunch of people up 18. Everybody worked together, and nobody really stepped on anybody's toes, and pretty much everybody up there caught some good fish. We had Michelle Bennett, I think her second tournament ever, put up two 18-inch smallies on the board, and those are some really nice fish. Bo was up there. He had a decent limit real quick and early. I said Joseph Bennett was up there. He put up some decent numbers. I think he finished 6th or 7th, all on River Smallmouth again. But we had a good time up there. Ward's location was good right there on the harbor. All the winter pictures came out really nice, being right again on Wilson Harbor there. what I understand, the guys that are fishing Wilson Harbor caught a ton of fish. They were just mostly small ones. I know I was grading all day, and I kept seeing Clayton come through with an 8 1/4, then an 8 1/2, and a 10 1/4, and just calling by a 1/4 inch all day long, all small largemouth from up there in Wilson Harbor. But it was a good time. Everybody caught a bunch of fish, and everybody did pretty good up there. Again, still not sure how Ben wound up with the entire stretch above the dam on 18 all to himself. I mean, it's one of the best spots on that creek, and man, I tried to let everybody know that the launch was tough, but not impossible. So I don't know why nobody else went up there, but without further ado, we'll jump into Owasco. If anybody has any questions about Owasco or anything really, just go ahead and throw them in the chat, and I'll try to get to those, or Ryan or one of the other TDs that's watching the chat can answer for me. But like I said, throw any questions in the chat there, and we'll get rolling with that. For Owasco, we are changing up our start times after last week in Otisco and this past week on 1812 in Wilson. We're missing out on some time fishing, so we're going to bump everything a little bit earlier. Takeoff will be at 5:30. First cast will be at 6 a.m. So we bumped takeoff forward 15 minutes and first cast forward a half hour. So we're losing 15 minutes of travel time in there, but we want to try to keep everybody from traveling in the dark as much as possible. So like I said, takeoff at 5:30. Ryan's got it up on the screen there so you can all see it. Takeoff at 5:30, first cast at 6, last cast at 2:30, last submission at 3 p.m., and awards starting promptly at 3:30 at Prison City. We got that all locked down, so anybody that is from around that area knows Prison City is great. They don't have the biggest parking lot we've come in contact with, but they should have a decent amount of enough parking for us. So we've got awards starting promptly at 3:30 at Prison City. But Owasco should be a fun one. It's a bigger lake than we've been on so far this year. It's 11 miles long, much deeper than anything, too. I mean, it's over 100 feet deep, I think. Somebody correct me in the chat if I'm wrong, but I think it's close to 200 feet deep at the deepest point. We got 2 launches north, and I believe there's 2 launches south. There's a marina right at the south end that's a pay launch, and then Go Paddling shows another impromptu paddle launch at the south end. It does say that can get a little difficult when water's low, and I'm not sure what the water level's like down there right now, but there is 2 launches north, 2 launches south, with an 11-mile long lake. Like I said, it's deeper than anything we've been on. It's going to be behind pretty much everything we've been on so far this year. Is probably a week and a half or almost 2 weeks behind from what I've heard. So we should have again a pretty good tournament there. We'll go over boundaries. So on the north end and the south end, there's 2 major inlet outlets. On the north end, you'll be able to go up to the first dam. You really can't go any farther than that in a kayak, so that'll be an obvious one. But like I said, going north, you'll be able to go up to the first dam. And then south, we're going to go with the first impassable barrier. So basically just as far as your kayak will take you. That's as far as you can go on the south end. And then the other little creeks that dump in on the sides of the lake, I don't really think you can get a kayak up them, but if you can, it'll be first impassable as well on those. But just so everybody knows, barrier on the north is the first dam. It's literally called First Dam on Owasco Outlet. If you look it up on a map, I don't know, it's probably 3/4 of a mile to a mile north of the lake. And then on the south end, there's an inlet there, and you'll be able to go basically, like I said, as far as your kayak will carry you, all the way to the first impassable on that one. Like I said again, Owasco is a deep lake, long lake, so it's going to be a little bit behind both Honeoye and Otisco and also 1812 and Wilson. Those lakes were all pretty much in the same phase at the time we hit them. But now we've got Owasco a little bit behind, a little bit deeper, longer lake. Like I said, again, anybody has any questions, just drop them in the chat there, and we will get to those. Couple of things I want to go over. We still have raffle tickets available for that raffle boat. Again, all the proceeds for that from that raffle boat go right to the Tristan Foundation. Added to the where is it? Where am I? The check right there that Justin's holding. $3,100 check that Justin's holding right there. All the proceeds from the raffle boat will be added to that. You can buy those raffle tickets online at nykbf.com. You can also buy them, I believe, right at Morgan Marine. And you can check out the raffle boat right at Morgan Marine if you're in the area. You can take a look at it and see where we are, what the raffle boat looks like. You do not have to be present to win, and that raffle will be conducted at awards for the state championship tournament on the 17th and 18th of September. Again, right with our friends Morgan Marine on Keuka Lake. If you haven't heard, been under a rock for a while, the state championship is going to be on Keuka Lake, going out of Morgan Marine there. I want to thank Ryan and the team over at Morgan for working with us this year to bring states to the Y for the first time there. So those big smallies should be chewing by then. I know I just grabbed some stuff this morning that I think might be working for states. I'm already starting to look forward to it. So yeah, Discount Tackle got me with some targeted marking there. But we got states coming up at the end of the year at Keuka, like I said. But we got Owasco this week, going to be a great tournament. And then next one after Owasco, I think, is one that pretty much everybody looks forward to whenever it's on the schedule, is Cayuga on June 11th. That's going to be an interesting one. We here at NYKBF have never actually had a tournament there at that time of year. We've always been there pre-spawn, spawn time, or in the fall. But this year we're going there in June. I think we're going to wind up with fish in all three phases. So that could be interesting. We could have some pre-spawn fish in some of the deeper, colder sections towards the middle and south end of the lake. And we could have some spawning fish again towards the middle. And then fish on the north end will probably be post-spawn at that point. They're probably already post-spawn, honestly. They might even be into summer patterns all the way in the north end by the time we get there. But it's going to be an interesting tournament to see, what everybody decides to do. Whether you want to chase pre-spawn fish, farther south, maybe get into the smallies or something like that, or if you want to, try to find spawners or summertime post-spawn pattern fish up on the north end. It's going to be an interesting tournament. There's been a couple tournaments there already this year. Slay, I know you guys had one up there. Your border war with Pennsylvania had until Otisco, you had the record for the largest bag ever caught in New York State. But Nate had to go and end that record in only a week. Unfortunately, Nate couldn't let Josh have that record more than 7 days. But there was a big tournament there already, and then we had with that Bass Nation had a tournament there the same day we were on, or the day after we were on Otisco, I think. And again, it took over 90 inches to win. So it's Cayuga. It's going to take 90 inches to win, pretty much no matter what time you're there. So you're going to have to find the bigs. You're going to have to give yourself the best shot. Like I said, we're going to have fish in all three phases there. It's going to be a great tournament. That's going to be a really fun one to decide what to do, whether you want to chase pre-spawn fish in the deeper, colder sections, spawners, post-spawn, summer pattern fish. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think a lot of different ways to catch fish at that tournament, and then a lot of good bags because there's going to be so many fish in so many different places. So, and then after that one, we go back west, and we're on Lake Erie. And we're on Lake Erie a week earlier than we were last year. And last year it took 93 inches to win on Lake Erie. And I think this year, being a week earlier, with some of those big females still hanging around, there'll still be some pre-spawn, spawn females up on beds. I think it's going to take at least, it might take definitely going to take at least 93 again, maybe 95 to take Erie this week or this year. But before we get into all that, we still got Owasco, which is going to be a good one. I think there's going to be a lot of fish caught. Last time on Otisco, we had 395 fish submitted for 54 people, and I wouldn't be shocked if Owasco came close to touching that. I don't know if Nate's record of 99.5 inches is in jeopardy this Saturday, but definitely number of fish submitted. That might be something we look at, because there's a lot of fish in Owasco, a lot of good smallies in there, just a lot of smallies in general. So Hell Lake should put out some good numbers. I said, anybody have any questions, just throw them in the chat there and we'll get to them. I'm going to run through the Owasco times one more time here. It's going to be 5:30 takeoff now. It's going to be 6 a.m. first cast, 2:30 last cast, last picture taken, 3 p.m. last submission, and then 3:30 will be awards at Prison City. Prison City's not that far away, and like I said, anybody who knows the area knows Prison City.